Hey, what's going on, everybody? It's your boy Jason coming to you again with another short overview video on chapters in the Bible, books in the Bible. Today we're going to do Numbers Part 2. We did Part 1 yesterday, so today we're going to do Part 2 because it was so long and I had so much to say. I wanted to split it up and make sure that I did not miss all the good stuff. So it's going to be a couple of chapters or a couple of books in the Bible where I'm going to split them up. I was looking at Psalms, the book of Psalms. It is very, very long. So I don't know how many videos that's going to be, but we'll find out when we get there. But just saying that to say some of these books, I'm going to split them up into separate videos instead of just cramming them all up into one. But anyway, on this second part of Numbers, we're going to start off with chapter 13. Spies were sent into Canaan. Remember, in the last book, in Exodus, the people were delivered from Egypt, and God was leading them to the promised land that He had for them. So they done went through a couple of different things. We done went through the Red Sea. We done went through some of the wilderness, and now we have arrived finally to the land that God has for us to have, and it's Canaan. So in this land, there is a lot of different people who live there, who already lives in the land. All right, so it's like a whole community of bunch of different cities and things of that nature, and different people live in these different cities and things of that nature. So God was like, all of this land belongs to you guys. So go take it. I am fighting with you. So when Moses reported this to the people wanted Moses to send some spies into the land to go kind of look at it and kind of go see what we face and see if it's good land. They want to verify if it's fruitful and things of this nature. So Moses said, okay, that'd be a good idea. I'm going to send them out there. So he sent the 12 spies. He told them, get samples of the fruit, tell us about the land, tell us about the people that's in the land, different things of that nature. So they came back, all right, and they was like, the Lord is right. The land is very, very fruitful. They came back with huge grapes and different fruits like that, things like that they had huge amounts of it. So that was exciting, you see what God was telling them, and where God was leading them was correct. So then they was like, all right, let's go then. So then he was like, no, we can't go in there because the people that's in the land. So some of this land has giants, and some of it has some very, very fierce warriors that they have heard about previously. And they were bringing all of this stuff up. So what they didn't recognize was that they were putting fear into the people of God. And what they were saying in essence was, don't trust the Lord. Trust what I'm telling you. If we go in that land, we're going to get beat. So two people, Joshua, and it was one more guy. I forgot what his name was. But again, like I said, I recommend you guys read it. It's a very, very good book. They went with them. They was 2 of the 12. So when they came, but they was like, no, we can go take them. We can beat all of these people. The Lord is fighting with us. We know this. You already know, like I told y'all before, if you've been looking at these videos, wherever the Lord was and He said, I'm going to be with you, they are going to come out victorious. It can be 10 people against 3,000. It does not matter. If the Lord is fighting with you, nobody can beat you. So He telling them this, and the people didn't want to believe it. They became doubtful. So they was like, well, we don't want to come back out here. They started complaining against Moses and different things of that nature. So now he goes and he consults the Lord, and the Lord is disappointed because He's like, y'all don't have no faith in me, and since you don't believe me, you won't have the land then. Bump it. So when Moses came back and he told them this, they was like, oh man, we done made the Lord mad, so we'll do it. So The Lord was like, no, you better not do it, because if you do it now, I'm not going with you and you are going to lose. So the people ended up going back into the wilderness. For 40 years, he allowed them to wander in the wilderness, guys. That's why when God tells us to do something, we got to believe it and trust in him. Trust in his word. It does not matter what these he'll tell you, because they lie all the time to us. It does not matter what we hearing when we read in the Bible. That's what's important. When we hear God's voice, when God come and talk with us and he give us these instructions and he directs our path, it's our duty to trust and believe in him, no matter what it looks like, but they didn't do that. So they ended up wandering for 40 years in the wilderness. The whole generation had to die off and a whole new generation had to come forth before they were allowed to enter the land. Okay. So in Numbers 20, they are out here in the wilderness and they are, I don't know exactly where they are, but they are complaining about water. So Moses goes and he consults the Lord. Meanwhile, Moses been here the whole time, so he been hearing all of this stuff that they complaining about. It's like you are an unsatisfiable people. That's what you are, unsatisfiable people. I guess that's a word, but if it ain't, hey, we gonna make it one today. Anyway, Moses still goes and consults the Lord. You feel me? And while he's consulting the Lord is like, okay, see that rock over there, that big boulder? I want you to go over there and speak to it. And it's going to release a lot of water, enough to quench the thirst of the people and y'all livestock. So Moses was like, okay, Moses and Aaron. So Moses goes back. He goes to the rock. God told him to grab his staff. So he got his staff. He went over to the rock. Moses, listening to these people steady complaining about everything, he gets to a point where he can't hold it in no more. And he releases this anger that enables him to, instead of speaking to the rock, he hit the rock with the staff and it bust open and water gushed everywhere. So the people still got the water. They were still blessed. They still got it. But God was like, yo, you still disobeyed me. So because Moses did not speak to the rock and he hit the rock, especially out of anger, it caused him his ability to be able to enter into the promised land with the rest of God's people that were going to do it that next generation. All right. So going on down to Numbers 22, and y'all see me, I'm looking at my list. Got to keep that list because this can't hold everything. Anyway, Balak sends for Balaam. All right. So Balak was this ruler over this land, and Balaam was a prophet. He didn't live in that land, but he lived close and they knew who he was. So Balak sent for him so that Balaam could put a curse on the people, because he looked out. He was in his castle. He happened to go up to the top. He's looking out over the land and he sees this vast amount of people just coming across the land. And there's so many of them. It says that he could see where they start, but he could not see where they ended at. Like they were going off into the sunset. Like you could not see the end of these people. It was so many of them. Remember I told y'all it's like millions of people. So it scared him because it was so many of them. And so he called for Balaam. After a couple tries, because Balaam said no the first couple times, Balaam finally got permission from the Lord to go ahead and go. So then Balaam, he jumps on his donkey. He heads that way. And then the donkey, in the spiritual world, in the spiritual realm, he sees an angel come down. And then the angel was blocking the pathway. So the donkey changed paths and he went another direction, and then the angel came there to block him. And the whole time he's making Balaam upset. Balaam starts hitting the donkey. So the donkey turns around and is like, yo, why you keep hitting me, homie? Like, can't you Like, if I stopped, it had to be a reason. So Balaam was like, I hit you because you keep disobeying me and you doing stuff I don't want you to do. So the donkey, we talking about Shrek now. The movie Shrek for you guys that haven't seen it. All right. But they got a talking donkey on there. So anyway, the donkey over here talking to this man in real life. And the donkey said, out of all the years I've been serving you and I've been giving you rides wherever you needed to go, how many times have I disappointed you or went in a direction you didn't really want me to go? And Balaam was like, you ain't never done it. So he's pretty much like, yo, you had to know it was something that was stopping me from going. You understand? So then God gives Balaam the ability to see. He opens his eyes so he can see in the spiritual. And then he sees the angel. So then he falls down and he's like, like about in praise mode because he sees a representation of God. And then the angel tells him, be glad that that donkey stopped you, because if you would have kept going, I would have killed you. All right. So he was grateful. And angel had a message from the Lord to give him before he went any farther. So he went here, he gave him the message, and then he went on. Balaam went on. All right, Balaam gets there. He's talking to Balak. Balak is telling him, I want you to curse these people. Come up here. And Balak serves Baal. That's who he serves. That's his God or whatever. So he's serving him. And then Balaam did his first prophecy. He had him set up 7 altars, 7 animals on them. They sacrificed them. He went to go talk to the Lord. Lord told him, no, do not curse my people. They my people. Bless them. They did nothing. They did nothing bad. They did nothing wrong. So leave them alone. So Balaam blessed them. So he went up 2 more times because Balak couldn't take no for an answer. So he wanted him to try it 2 more times in 2 different places. So they set up 7 more altars in those 2 different places with sacrifices on them, had him go talk to God again, but it still didn't change nothing. So God was like, I done made up my mind. I told you what it was. So he went ahead and left him alone. And that's pretty much what happened in that second half of Numbers, guys. So like I said, it was a very, very good book. Very, very interesting. And I love just the Bible in general. It's so many things in it that you can get if you just sit there and read it. And you'll see, I promise you, it's something in there that can answer a situation that's going on in your life. Okay? It's all in there. You just have to look and ask God to show you where. And I promise you, he will reveal it to you. But that's it for this video, guys. I hope you guys have a blessed one. I hope y'all enjoyed everything. I hope I was speaking clear enough where everybody could understand what was going on. I hope I made you curious. But anyway, love you guys. This is Jason. I'm out of here. Get with you guys next video. Peace.